The problem at the Oliver house is bigger than we originally thought. It's complicated by 2 entities, and we just got evidence that will change the way we investigate forever.
Can you tell us how old you are? I think it literally went 12 times.
What have we done? What have we done? Can you tell us your mom's name? What's your father's name?
What happened to your father?
One more time for us so that we know that you're here with us. You guys, that's insane, dude. We're gonna play it back.
K2 going off like that. That is so crazy.
What have we done?
See, we knew you loved that the most.
We learned about your mom. Can you tell us your mom's name? What's your mom's name? We learned about your mom. Can you tell us your mom's name? Right here in that recording. What's your mom's name?
Beatrice. You guys. You guys. I'm getting chills all over my body right now, and it's 98 degrees in here.
What's your mom's name?
Beatrice. I can't believe it just said the name we made up. We just have to call Chip after this and see if he... No, stop it!
Oh my God.
God, stop it!
What's your father's name?
Edward.
Edward.
I have chills.
I'm got goosebumps.
Can you play with it? It is your favorite thing to play with. One more time for us so that we know that
And it went off.
And it went off.
What's that at the
was
end?
loud.
At the end.
thing to play with. One more time for us so that we know that you're here with us.
K2. K2. So loud. K2. Holy.
That is.
Let's call Chip. Look at.
Yeah, we're gonna call
We're
our
gonna call
friend
our friend Chip.
Hi, Chip.
We have a friend here we would like you to talk to. Can you kind of hone in on him and tell us what you're picking up about him?
Yes. So I'm picking up something there that's very similar to what I was picking up, and I'm getting Civil War again. Family stuff.
What kind of family stuff?
We've created a lovely family.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And this is so bizarre, but why am I picking up something like Frankenstein? I didn't know if that meant they did like weird experiments, or they were like creating a monster, or like what that whole thing, I don't know what that whole thing was.
Yeah. Yeah. We know exactly what you're talking about right now. We know exactly what you're talking about, and you don't know how freaking accurate you are.
So basically, we had the idea that the investigators here sort of created a spirit. They started getting photos. Everybody kept seeing this spirit, and they called him Zombie Boy. Then things started happening involving this spirit. And so Adam and I put together a series of traits of his, and we came in and we talked about them like they were matter of fact.
And here's our list. His father's name is Edward, that died in the Civil War. You picked up on that.
Yeah.
You guys just created this?
Yeah.
It's urban legend, but it's been repeated enough to where it's kind of manifested.
Exactly.
I mean, is this kind of groundbreaking?
I mean, it is groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I'm 800, 900 miles away from you, and that energy that you created manifested itself psychically to me at a distance.
Yeah.
It's absolutely mind-blowing.
I know. Right now, I'm equal parts amazed, a little bit terrified, but that's okay. I think we'll
Process.
we'll go process it. All right,
thank you,
Chip, have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
This is something we're gonna have to look out for all the time.
Yeah.
And responsibility-wise, once people see that they can do this, this could actually be a real problem. So
we need to explain it to Christy enough and lay down the ground rules in a set of terms so that everyone else out there knows what those are.
it's so quiet. Did David Ross Drake disrespect the dead? Was David Ross Drake an honest man? Do you think that he ever tried anything illegal or unsavory?
Did you know David Ross Drake in passing and in the community? If this isn't the place for us to be looking, where should we go to investigate, to find our answers?
Or if we would like to speak with whoever's here who's non-living, what do we need to do to make you trust us? Is there anything we can do to help you?
Did David Ross Drake disrespect the dead?
David!
Is it they did or
Did
David?
Ross Drake disrespect the dead?
I hear David and I hear they did.
Yeah.
I hear both.
Was David Ross Drake an honest man? Do you think that he ever tried anything illegal or unsavory? Did you know David Ross Drake in passing and in the community?
I did. Listen.
Did you know David Ross Drake in passing and in the community?
I did.
I mean, even though we're referencing this person, it doesn't tell us if it is this
Yeah.
person.
Where should we go to investigate and find our answers?
Down.
I think it says down.
If we would like to speak with whoever's here who's non-living, what do we need to do to make you trust us? Is there anything we can do to help you?
No. It did say they did. But who is they?
It doesn't really give us any
No.
indication of who it is.
I mean, we are getting some stuff, but we have no evidence of any kind showing David Ross Drake being malicious of intent.
It did say down though, and that's
In the basement.
basement.
And the chip said disrespectful to the dead.
Yeah, so we've got to find out what all that means.
We still need to figure out what this energy is, and that's the hardest piece of this puzzle. So again, left with a million questions. What's this negative energy? What is happening and why is it connected to the space? And we still have to figure that out.
We had a lot of communication in the basement. That was the hot spot for us. Chip Coffee sent us a text, and he said, I have a message for you. The dead are in the basement. We got quite a bit of activity down there. Okay, so, well, I'm just gonna tell you.
Oh, God.
It was one of the clearest EVPs we've gotten. And we said, how did you end up in the basement? And a voice says, I was left down here. Because of all of that activity surrounding that, because of Chip pinging on the basement, we just wanted to make sure there was not a body in the basement.
Right.
So that's why we brought in a cadaver dog.
All of a sudden, he gets to one spot in the basement and starts like digging and smelling and digging, and then the dog just sat down.
Oh, there was something.
Not just something, human
I
remains.
think he really did.
Well, that's when we brought in the ground penetrating radars. And he said that in that spot, there is something that could be a grave.
Really?
Yes.
Ooh, and goosebumps.
Yes. And so now our next step is what we have to do, which is the right thing, is we have to alert the authorities.
East Bridgewater Police, recorded line.
After everything that's happened here, we felt it was the right thing to do to call the authorities. And so the police are actually here now. They are in the basement. We cannot film any of it. In their eyes, while we suspect this could be potentially the remains of someone from quite a while ago, they have to rule that out. So, Captain John, are you here and willing to speak with us?
Captain, we heard that after you passed away, they brought your body here into this room and your son dressed you. Is that true?
It seems to us that this is a very traditional household and that disorder is not something you enjoy. So is there anything happening here that you would consider disorder?
Do you think the way that we are addressing you is too informal for your liking?
Where did this mirror come from? I'll play this while you're good.
So, Captain John, are you here and willing to speak with us?
Does that say, yes, I'm here?
I thought I heard I'm right here.
Yeah.
Are you here and willing to speak with us?
I'm right here. That's true.
It seems to us that this is a very traditional household and that disorder is not something you enjoy. So is there anything happening here that you would consider disorder?
What is happening here, you guys? Like,
Yelling. Unhappy.
I have never heard anything like this in my life.
It sounds like he's speaking it, and then whatever the energy that it takes.
Yeah, it's coming. It's like a sigh, like it's continuing.
Right. It just goes, like rushes through it.
So bizarre. Okay, hang on. Okay.
Do you think the way that we are addressing you is too informal for your liking?
Sounds like you're not. Dun, dun, dun.
Too informal for your liking?
You're not like us.
You're not like us.
For sure.
Where does mirror come from?
It's literally telling us,
Yeah.
like, exactly where it came from, and it's just hard to make up.
Where does mirror come from?
The mirror came from Mary.
What is his wife's name?
The name was Mary Ellis.
So it was Mary.
Yeah.
It came from Mary.
Everything we're doing, like I said before, comes from a place of respect. So we apologize if those who came before us were disrespectful to you. I don't think that was their intention at all.
Nothing. Silence.
Yo, if it were
Silence.
something,
Like natural in the environment, it would keep going.
the goosebumps on
I
my
know.
arm.
That is one of the most insane
I've never heard
EVP
one.
sessions. I've never heard anything like that. Never. So last night we had a ton of activity in this place, and a lot of it seemed to stem from us mentioning Dr. McCullough specifically. So we are currently sitting in Dr. McCullough's office, and there is some suspicion that maybe he was actually pushed down these stairs. I think now we need to kind of hone in on who it is we're talking to, and so we definitely want to try to contact him further. Dr. McCullough, we know this was your office, and that this was probably one of the last places you were alive. So if you're here now, can you please talk to us?
We would like to let you know that
What was that?
I heard that too.
I heard that back there.
Something right
Yes,
behind you.
ma'am.
It's not done. Shh. Give me that, please. Something was moving around in there. Mr. McCullough, or Dr. McCullough? Are you trying to get in touch with us?
Amy, give him dark again.
Let's all be super quiet and not move around.
Can you make that noise again? Please?
We're not asking you to do tricks. We're just trying to see if you're here. And we're trying to solve what happened to you.
We've heard a lot of rumors and stories about you, and we know the truth. Like, some people said that you were very drunk, but we know that that's not true from witness statements.
Dr. McCullough, did someone murder you? Did someone push you down those stairs? If so, why did they do it?
If you are not Dr. McCullough, could you please tell us what your name is? Do you come up here to hide from everyone downstairs?
If you're not Dr. McCullough, we still want to talk to you. Can you tell us what your name is? Okay, we're gonna turn this off, but just so you know, we can hear you with this device, so keep talking when we ask questions.
Dr. McCullough,
This is file 8.
your office and tell them where the last place that you were alive. So if you're here,
Ooh, yes!
Dr. McCullough,
Right?
Yeah.
your office and tell them where the last place that you were alive. So if you're here,
Yes. But that's what he sounded like downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. McCullough or Dr. McCullough, are you trying to get in touch with us? We're trying to solve what happened to you.
Ooh, yo.
We're not asking you to do tricks. We're just trying to see if you're here. And we're trying to solve what happened to you.
What?
Did that say what I thought it
I
said?
think it says murder.
Murder.
I think it says murder.
Listen,
Again.
it's murder again.
Yeah.
Dr. McCullough, did someone murder you?
Yes, they
Yes, they
did.
did.
If you are not Dr. McCullough, could you please tell us what
I mean, what do we do?
Tell his story? I don't know. I mean, like, he's answering us.
Murder at the Black Knight.
Murder at the Black Knight.
Dr. McCullough.
That's a scary movie. I feel so bad because, you know, it's like,
Talking.
What do you do now?
I mean, what better reason for someone to haunt a building? They
Yeah.
were murdered. And he was young, he was like 53, you know, had his whole life ahead of him, was very well liked, very well respected, and gets pushed down some stairs by God knows who. Will never find justice. I'm sorry, sir, but
Yeah.
the justice will never be served
Right.
in that case.
There was a lot of tragedy and a seedy side to this place.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, what's weird is, like, so he mentioned murder yesterday. I think what's very telling is he's speaking about his story, right? No one's ever investigated this place, ever. And it's like, finally, someone is listening to me and I can talk about what happened.
Right.
And maybe that gives him some relief.
I mean,
and
it's-
maybe it, like, you know, us knowing and telling them at least, like, look, we don't know if this is true, but these EVPs are really strong.
And he really he pushed that door last night.
Yes.
I mean, he's
That's
really
insane.
strong. Like, he wants his story told. So maybe that's the solution at this point, is just continuing on, like, telling his story, talking about what could have happened to him.
Yeah. Dr. McCullough, if you're listening to us, if it is you talking, obviously we hear you. We have your story from your mouth, your words. We will tell the people that work here about you. You are not forgotten, sir, at all.
No, definitely not. If anything, people are going to talk about you more than ever. Throughout this investigation, I feel like we've been getting a lot of communication with Dr. McCullough, and tonight was no exception. As we heard, you know, the word murder, it's one of those moments where, as an investigator, you can't help but get excited when you get really great EVPs. But then you start digging into, like, the deeper meaning of what it is that you're talking about. You know, someone died here. I do have to admit, I feel a little helpless when it comes to him, because
So much time has passed, like there's literally no way we'll be able to prove whether or not he was murdered. I can't think of a more compelling reason, like why someone would want to stay behind and get their story across.